Doing a little bit different of a video today. This is going to be tailored more to large families that are looking for larger vehicles. When we were looking for a larger vehicle, I did a lot of research and I couldn't find any kind of family vehicle review. So that's what this is going to be. This is for our 2022 Mercedes Sprinter van. It is a standard roof and it is a diesel. And so this is what this review is. It's for families that need family type reviews. The reviews that I could find online for this specific vehicle or anything even close to it was always from a dealership and from a dealership point of view. And they didn't go over things like car seats. They didn't go over things like the latch system, the windows, the AC. They didn't go things that families are going to be interested in. I'm going to run through the reasons that we bought this vehicle, why we upgraded, and things that we like and dislike about it. It is a standard roof, so it's shorter theoretically than the high top, but ours does have aftermarket wheels on it. We did buy this used with a lot more miles on it. We originally had a Kia Carnival, which was wonderful. We liked the Kia Carnival. It was great in the fact that it was zippy. You could get in and out of it really easily. It had all those automatic family things. It had a camera that I could watch the kids with from the back, the automatic doors, the automatic on and off. However, as a family of 7 with 4 of them in car seats, we didn't fit in it. We could only fit 6 of us in there. My oldest couldn't get between the car seats. When we went places together, someone else would generally have to take her or somebody else, and we are only a 1-car family. So we needed something bigger. We are also a homeschool family, so we plan on taking a lot of trips, going to museums, going across country, going different places as the kids age. So again, it made sense to get a bigger vehicle. With the Kia Carnival, we could only get maybe the stroller. It's a double stroller, so it's not just a small one. It was a double stroller is all we could really get into the back of it, and then that would be about it. You couldn't put any luggage. You could barely put you could bring a diaper bag and a purse, and that would probably be about it. So going to Costco, going grocery shopping, doing anything along those lines was very, very problematic, and it was playing Tetris all the time. I wish there's some things that I wish we would have known beforehand, and I'm going to hopefully show that to you now. So I'm going to start with front, work my way back in the vehicle. So if there are specifics that you're looking for, you can kind of fast forward. I'll try to put chapters in there or see what YouTube does so you can kind of get to it if you want. Since we've gotten this, we've done 1 or 2 museums, and my parents have gotten to go along with us. So it's made it a lot nicer for that. So this van does fit 12 people. We have 2 in the front, so it has 4 rows, 2 in the front, obviously, driver, passenger. Then it goes to 3, and then it does 3 and 4. And then you have the part in the back. This is also the shorter of it. I believe it's the 140 wheelbase. It's not the ginormous RV size 170. It's the 140 wheelbase, I believe. So let me go ahead and kind of show you the front. This is definitely a utilitarian vehicle. It is nothing like a minivan. It does not drive like a minivan. It does not feel like a minivan. It feels more like a work truck, work van. It does have a lot of compartments and spaces to make your own. There's 2 compartments here on the driver's side door. There is another one on the passenger door that is identical. This is a very utilitarian van. It does not have the upgraded luxury things that you may get with like a high-end Transit. I mean, I'm sure you could get it with this van if you paid for it, but we have a pretty standard one, which we're fine with. And one of the nice things is up here on the top, you can see these little cubbies. There's actually 3 of them across. We keep our insurance and our registration in there. There's some cup holders up top, air vents, and then the one in the middle is where you plug everything into. I am not a fan of this setup because it squishes my cord. There is an expensive aftermarket part I could put in there that would help prevent that squishing, but I'm not about to spend that money. I have not found a use for these cup holders yet either. And I have yet to put anything above in these storage spaces because I'm kind of scared that if I accelerated too quickly or anything like that, it would fall out at me. That's an aftermarket mirror because these do not come standard with it that I have seen. Our little console thing, which is pretty standard in most vehicles, I would say, with a little sunglass carrier thing. Is there a special name for that? Let me know. These are interesting little pockets. There are aftermarket things that I can put in there to make them a little bit more useful, but for now I can just slide like receipts and things in there. My cell phone holder down here with my very long phone cord. Fun to get into. It is definitely not an updated console, whatever you want to call it. It is quite simple, quite simplistic. At least the one that we have. This is, again, a 2022, so this is several years old, but I'm not sure if they've changed much. I do like the 360 camera on it. This is in reverse right now, and it shows where to go, what I'll hit if I continue on that path, and then you can see that my passenger door is also open. So this is probably one of my most used features. I definitely do not like the lane assist, so the bad part is every single time I turn the vehicle on, I have to go in and turn it off. That is another 360 camera. So I'm behind the driver's side. The reason that I have my car seat over here and not over here, because this is a latch seat that I'm sitting in, is because of this window right here, this emergency window. There's two that say turn handle, push out to open in case of emergency. And I'm not comfortable with my 4-year-old having access to that, or the baby. So for now, this is where my oldest sits when my husband's not in the car. Otherwise, she sits in the front with me. But this is definitely a concern for me. We haven't tried it, so I don't really know how easy it is. There's one right behind it too, where my 7-year-old sits. He's old enough to understand. You don't pull on these red levers. I understand the reasoning for this, but it's a little concerning when you consider little kids being next to it and just sitting there messing with it, and I'm driving, so I'm not paying attention to them like that. Or if they're rear facing and you really can't see it because of the car seats. This is just something to keep in mind. But for the latch system for the car seats, it is in the second and third row. It's on the 2 outside seats. The middle does not have latch system. So if they're forward facing, you can use the seat belt just fine. Or if they're rear facing, as long as they're still in their 5-point harness. But if you needed the latch for, say, like a booster seat, it's not going to work because there's no latch system. There's just the seat belt. So keep that in mind. But that's why we have 2 on the right hand side of the second row, 1 rear facing, 1 forward facing, because of the window. Otherwise, it would be really nice to walk right through here and get into the back. The door is a little hard to open. Kind of have to really yank it, and same from the inside. The button to open it is really difficult, so older children can do it and adults, but my 7-year-old still has an issue with it, so that's something to keep in mind if you need that kind of help. But having the rear facing here takes away the movability from the front to the back. Otherwise I could get from the front all the way to the back, but while he's rear facing, it kind of blocks off the path. So right now my 4-year-old's going underneath the car seat. But as you can see, I'm standing here. I'm 5'7", kind of on the inside. I'm on the lower step, or on the step, which is probably about 6 inches deep, and it does help me stand. So to get him in here, he's the only one that I have to get in myself and buckle. The other ones can get in and I can finagle around. But this is nice, and this is a standard roof, so this is not the high top, not the one that continues up. But it's really easy because once I get in here a little bit more, you can see I'm like I still have space to get through. So it's not difficult with the standard roof, and you don't have to worry as much as with the high top. So it is with our tires. It's a high step. My knee is definitely up. There is a handle right here, and then I also use this, or you can use the back of the headrest to kind of pull yourself up. These are definitely aftermarket wheels and tires. They're just way too big. They even rub when we turn, which is also causing it to be a higher vehicle than we anticipated. The storage under the passenger seat is where I keep some emergency things like bottled water. And then the step in. This is one of the seats with the latch system, or you could be using the seat belt. All these armrests move. So again, it's on the second and third row. The two outer seats in each row have the latch system. And as you can see there, the back window emergency handle. There's cup holders below each of these seats that pop in and out. And the thing with these floors is you can actually power wash them if you need to. And there is a lot of storage underneath. But there's more cup holders right there. They pop in and out. Not very useful with car seats, but down the road it will be. The front passenger seats where I store our emergency water. And this is your little passway to get into the back. Even I can fit back there, and I'll show you. The fourth row of the van has 4 seats in the back. Yes, I have a tote. Yes, I have an extra booster seat because we just don't want to leave it in the garage for whatever reason. That is more living space. So we keep stuff back here. That tote is emergency food, blankets, things along those lines. That's another one of my emergency things I like to keep with us that we couldn't use in the minivan. So for our needs, it's wonderful. And that is another place the kids like to jump over, is the back of those seats into the back. They definitely use this as a jungle gym when we are not moving. And that's just the view from the back. I'm just getting into the third row to show you that even with car seats, a full-sized adult can still get into the back. It is comfortable except for the car seats in my way. And then you have the secondary air conditioning unit, which was definitely a big plus over the Transit or another big vehicle like this, because they have their own separate air conditioning unit. The heater is different. It does not have to do with this. Ours comes out of the floor, but this was definitely a big plus. Another thing is opening these doors. They do open all the way on both sides. And they have these little pockets on the sides that I'll show you shortly. But it is nice that they can open all the way. So if you're in a short place or you need to get something in and out, you have that maneuverability. There is a nice little step and a handle here for getting in and out if you need. There is a decent amount of space. I can put the double stroller nicely in there and still go to the grocery store. Just have to finagle Tetris-like again, but it fits. There is a hitch already installed, and there's a step that I had mentioned. Not sure what the towing capacity is. Not a car person like that. There are latches down here if you needed to latch anything. There's even latches in the back of the seats. Again, this is very utilitarian as well as family life for us. Yes, there is a potty in the back. Large family going on drives. Can't always hold it, and there's not always a place to stop. You could definitely put some like fence posts through here. There's definitely room for at least a 6-footer. And there's more of my lovely prepping if we needed it. This is one of my emergency medical kits. mostly natural minded, not too medical-ish. If you're interested in knowing what's in there, let me know in the comments and I will happily go through that with you. As you can see, this is more of the medical side. I have a lot of things in there. So again, let me know in the comments if you would like to know what I carry with me, why I carry things with me like this. I would happily go over it with you. And then you just do this and you can walk to the back. It is so nice. But so this van has definitely been a game changer for us. You can see in the back, I'm definitely someone who prepares for emergencies. Couldn't necessarily do that in a minivan. So if you're not somebody who prepares for emergencies, like having an extra potty or two, because we have an adult one in there too, but you can see that underneath the seats, there's plenty of space for groceries, for if I go to Home Depot and I need to get hardware and boards and stuff like that can really come all the way through. This is definitely kind of primitive comparably to what the Kia was. Again, there's no camera looking at the back, which if you know of an aftermarket one, let me know in the comments. I would love it. That is probably the only thing I truly miss about the Kia, was being able to watch the kids from a screen. You can kind of, so, you know, when they're screaming and hitting and crying, I can actually see what's going on. But, and then these little dials here, they're not the best. And Mercedes are definitely more upkeep, but we just couldn't find, oh, I turned it on. That's the other thing. It's because these are usually turned into some form of RV or work truck, the lights, unless I turn them off right now, will stay on until I reopen this door. So it kind of acts like a home in that sense. Like this is not turning off now. So there's that is a nice little feature. But anyways, I added my cell phone holder here because I didn't want it up here. It doesn't really fit too well. One of the big downsides of this van, specifically the Sprinter van, one of the big downsides of the Sprinter van is because of the angle of the windshield. The first week, I would say even, we got 3 chips in various places. So it's not just our home in paradise where all the construction is still happening post-fire. But you would want to make sure you have patch kits available. We have them, one in one of the glove boxes, and we have a couple in the garage just in case we keep getting multiple chips. There's cup holders everywhere. There's so much space. It is ridiculous. We even have the roof racks up there have space. So if we really, really wanted to go on like a long drive across country, which we do plan to at some point when the kids are just a little bit older. I don't think the 1.5-year-old would appreciate it right now. But there are roof racks up there, so we could put majority of our luggage even up there and still have all the walkable space in here. What's been really nice is when we go anywhere and I don't necessarily want to take the kids out of the car, they can still get out of the car seats and run around. They jump over the chairs, they go under the chairs. There's a little bit of wiggle room as opposed to the minivan. There just wasn't. The big downside of this though is the viewability in the back. So when I'm driving and I'm looking in the rearview mirror, the doors where they come together in the back is a huge blind spot. So the mirrors have the dual mirror, so it has the big mirror on top and then it has the smaller mirror on the bottom that's for your blind spot because it's such a big vehicle. And it also has like the sensors around that tell you if you're going to hit something. Haven't needed it yet, thankfully. Those 2 mirrors is what I rely on. I try not to rely on technology like that because then you just kind of lose those skills and the awareness. But it is nice because you'll also have that little thing that shows up in the mirror if there is something in your blind spot or if you shouldn't change lanes, that kind of thing. It does have motion sensors, the 360 camera. Hopefully you find this large family Sprinter van review helpful. I know I would have found something like this helpful when we were looking for it, so hopefully if you are in the market, this has helped you figure out if this is the right vehicle for you. Again, this is not my typical video. However, we are a large family and I wanted to hopefully help some other people out with this. If you found this helpful, give it a like, let me know. And if you wanted me to elaborate on any of the emergency things that I keep in my vehicle, both natural and medical, please let me know in the comments and I will happily do that. And if so, please subscribe and I will see you in the next video. Bye.